got a lot of great questions, people tuning in from all over. But another thing, going to confrontation again, is I know a video that decided to get go semi-viral again. I saw it online, was when someone came up on stage at Grace Community and called John MacArthur a false prophet.
Yes.
I know you ended up speaking to the news media, and then it's something that you had to react to in real time, and you talked to that person. Like, so how do you deal with those kind of confrontations? Because people see plenty of confrontation online. It's a very easy thing to be involved in online, but when people are in it in person, how do they react to even a situation like that?
Yeah, there's probably not a general answer to that question, because it depends. If somebody just disagrees with what you're saying, then you can have a rational conversation and talk through the disagreement. In that case, it was a guy who came up on stage during the church service and interrupted, which that's an illegal act. That's not legal in any state, I don't think, to disrupt a worship service. So security took him out, and I think he was arrested. He was also here illegally, so he was deported back to Scotland. That's where he was from.
Oh, Scotland, yeah.
Yeah, he had a nice...
That's right, he did have that Scottish accent. So it's kind of exciting to listen to, though.
Yeah. But it was ironic, because he was purporting to prophesy and calling John MacArthur a false prophet. So...
so he had that special revelation. He had to let people know.
Yeah. Huh. That was a bizarre incident. I don't think that's only happened once in the history of Grace Church. But obviously, we have disruptions and people who come and protest and all that. Not fairly common. I mean, not every week, but once or twice a year, we'll have an incident like that where people will come and stand out on the sidewalk with posters protesting something we've taught or something we've done, and that's fairly common. I generally, as long as they're not breaking the law, someone like that who's just looking for a fight, I generally wouldn't confront them.
And another big confrontation was at the Strange Fire Conference. I know you've talked about this at length, but another big one is that this wasn't, and not saying that the Scottish guy was just like some Joe Schmo. It's like, it's another person that had an opinion on something, but when you have someone like Mark Driscoll that's showing up to your conference, another pastor, and kind of making a scene, like, how pastors are already interacting again online, but when you have something like that in person and kind of making a disruption at an event, kind of trying to make a scene, tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, there are two things about that I regret. One is he showed up while I was in the general session speaking, so I wasn't there at the... He came outside and met with security, so I missed all of that. But it was all videoed, so I saw the videos later, and I was pleased with how polite our security guys were. He brought some books that he wanted to distribute to the people in the conference, and they explained to him, there's no conference in the world that would let an interloper come in with books that oppose the position we're taking and just hand them out to our conference attendees. These people paid to come to this conference to hear what we're teaching. It's pretty brash to show up with a carload of books and expect you're going to hand out your own books. But that's the way he was, and they politely told him, you can't do that. He said, well, then I want to leave these books anyway. I'll just give them to you as a gift. And so they took a box of his books at his behest, and as he drove away, he tweeted saying, I came and security confiscated my books. So he just lied about it, but it was on video, so everybody knew he was lying. I think that was one of the first sort of steps towards his public downfall. It was just a couple of weeks after that Janet Mefford did that interview and confronted him about some things he had plagiarized. And that was sort of the end of his influence.